Welcome to the NSA TAL network page on YouTube. This page is dedicated to basically everything Ethernet IP connected. Could be firewalls, routers, switches, hubs, IP cameras, DVRs. If it has a network connection, wired or wireless, we're going to discuss it. This also includes encryption, firewalls, and any sort of security device you may encounter. We don't intend on editing any of our videos. We don't want to do any sort of fancy graphics. We want to talk about what's important, and that's network devices and network security. Today we're going to look at one of the more common small business devices, which would be a Sonicwall. Sonicwall has been around for years. They were acquired by Dell. Another quick note, all NSA TAL network videos are a general overview. By any means, we can't spend hours on these subjects, and they are a quick overview, and we're sure to have many questions, which we're going to produce more videos for. But today's discussion will be in regard to the most commonly asked when it comes to small business, SOHO, small home or office. What can you do to secure your network? If you have a broadband cable connection, anywhere between 5 megabits all the way up to 150 megabits for your home, your business, or small business, even medium-sized business. And today we're going to look at the Sonicwall TZ series. The TZ series has been out for several years now. This is the second generation. Some would say third, but this is technically the second generation. And the models we're looking at here are the TZ105, TZ205, and the TZ215. Now these both come in wired and wireless models, and they differ depending on what kind of needs you have. They offer some pretty awesome benefits, but there are many restrictions when it comes to licensing and how you set them up as well. And that can be a major a major drawback for many people. They're not familiar with how Sonicwall does their licensing, and they're not familiar with how to transfer licenses. They're not familiar with how those licenses affect the operation, and what happens if one of those licenses expires or becomes no longer valid, how it would affect your business if you have a Sonicwall. And that's what makes people feel very uncomfortable. When you buy a Cisco router or a Juniper router, typically you buy it with the license that comes on it. There's no transferring. It's very straightforward. The encryption is included. Dell Sonicwalls are very, very different. And so it all comes down to becoming more familiar with how they work, how to manage it, and how to ensure that the proper operation occurs even when the licensing failure occurs as well. And the TZs are very cost effective in regard to what they do. They are a Web 2.0 firewall in that they do application filtering. Their policies are relatively complex if you need that, and they support much more configuration ability than, let's say, a $200 Linksys or Netgear, which we're going to do videos on those as well. Sonicwall is a great solution if you need a firewall. A firewall is different than a router. And many homes and small businesses simply have a Linksys router, but they don't have a firewall. And there's a considerable difference, which we'll get into here in another video. But once again, these are the base models for the 2.0 generation of Sonicwall TZ series, both wired and wireless. We do recommend them as long as you know that they meet the needs of your small home business or other environment where you need uptime, you need performance, and you also need security. And the TZ line is a good choice, and our videos will cover specific videos on each model explaining encryption and what they have to offer.